Now to one imminent problem affecting the country, and the management of Ghana Water Company have rescheduled the shutdown of the Kpong treatment plant, and the shutdown, which was initially scheduled for Monday, February 24, 2014, will now be from Thursday, February 27 to Sunday, March 2, 2014. And joining me in the studio is Stanley Mate. He is the communications manager of the Ghana Water Company Limited. Good afternoon. And thanks for joining us. First of all, do you have water at home?
Yes, I do. I live in the eastern part of Accra, and so there's water flowing.
So how do you feel when majority of people queue all day in search of water?
It's sad, yeah, you know, and for the past 5 days, I've not had any good sleep because I've been in the trenches with the people. Our workers in the trenches trying to mend it. And I want to use this opportunity to commend the sector minister and managing directors, and then the gallant staff of Ghana Water Company who were in the trenches trying to mend this thing. For 5 solid days, they were not sleeping, were working and this thing. About 6 to 8 meters down the trench, and it hasn't been easy at all. There were times where the minister had to stay with us for about 2 a.m. and thereabout before leaving, and these workers of ours had to work throughout without sleeping, okay, for 5 days before we're able to complete the project.
Now you've rescheduled the shutdown of the Kpong treatment plant. Why?
Yes, you know, it is not possible, and it's very rational on our part for us to shut down Kpong when the situation is not stabilized. Now we had come out with a press release that we were going to shut down Kpong and to have some interconnection done. And so for 3 weeks we were communicating on this because we knew that water was going to be out of the system for about 4 days. Unfortunately, in between the 3 weeks, we experienced this burst, and we had to work on it. So we had to, after completion, we needed to see whether the situation was okay, that it has stabilized effectively. Then we can shut it down.
So currently it's not been stabilized effectively. Why is this so? Does that mean you're not completed with works?
No, we are done. We completed everything midnight on Saturday, and by 5 a.m. on Saturday we have started production. Okay, but you know, because the pipelines have been without water for close to 4 or 5 days, all the lines were empty. People had exhausted every little water that they have in their homes and all that. And you know, with the production process, it is such that we need a bit of time to start the abstraction process. It will go through pipelines, it will go through aerators, clarifiers, filters, and all that before, even at the final clear water reservoir. We need to build the level of the reservoir to a certain threshold before we can start distribution. Now, because the pipelines have also been out of water for about 5 days, all of the lines are empty, and most of the time when it so happens, they are filled with air. Okay, so we need to evacuate the air so that water can have space to flow. So it takes a bit of time for water to go through the distribution lines and then into the service lines for people to get water into their homes. Okay, so, and there has been a lot of challenges.
Now, Stanley, before that, you said it to take a bit of time. How long are you referring to here? So
normally it takes about 48 hours for the system to stabilize. Now, I evaluate with our monitoring system, we've had pockets of information from various communities, that not whole communities, but some isolated areas within some communities that they still do not have water. We are monitoring the system, and we are working on it to make sure that we evacuate the air.
You're monitoring. When do you hope to complete the monitoring?
You know, we need, it's a process, and we need to go through it till it's completed. Okay, I'm sure that, or it's possible that maybe some valves may have fallen in because there hasn't been water for some time. I wouldn't be surprised if some people within the communities may have throttled the valves, hoping that they were going to get water, and they may have left it the way it is. So maybe it is closed or something. So we are checking or doing all the necessary checks, and gradually it will be okay.
So when are we likely to see water flowing?
Water is flowing. I mean, water is flowing.
So those communities that do not have, we've been round, and you can see people holding gallons in search of water.
Yes, Portia, we are also monitoring the system, and for now as we speak, I can tell you that about 80% of the Ansuman area, okay, is with water. Now Mampubi, Choco areas have water. Okay, Kanok, Kaneshi and all that. This morning I had some information that Tesano, some part of Tesano was without water, okay, around the sports club area. So we've asked our men to go there and to check what the exact problem is, and then we'll rectify it. And that is why we have had to reschedule the planned shutdown for Kpong, okay, because of these isolated problems, so that we'll have everything sorted out before we roll out our planned shutdown for Kpong.
Now, residents of Weija and Oblogo have been complaining for some time now over a broken pipeline. Are you aware of this?
Yes, I had the information this morning that it's not a broken pipeline, but I think where people have just realized that there's a problem with the pipeline in that area. So we are going to work on it as early as possible. And when? I'm sure.
As early as possible when?
No, I've just informed them because I had information not long ago, and so I have given them the information, and we will move down to the site and have it rectified. Yeah.
So Stanley, hopefully, when will these sporadic water shortages end?
Yeah, Portia, I wish I could say that it will never happen. And for us at the Ghana Water Company Limited, we always envisage that it never happens. But the thing is, accidents are bound to happen. This is an accident. It was a best. We had planned a shutdown of the Kpong treatment plant, and for 3 weeks we were sensitizing the general public, okay, so that they could store water, this thing over the period. Unfortunately, this happened. We never envisaged that it was going to be this best. So some of these things do happen. I mean, they just happen without
some time back,
unannounced.
When we were still going through this water crisis, you did supply water to some communities and polytanks. This time, why didn't you do that?
Yes, we did. We did. Even as of yesterday, we had some support from national security, and we rented some private tankers as well, and we had to supply most of the areas within the western part where they still didn't have water as of yesterday in the evening. So it's ongoing. We are still mobilizing the same fleet of tankers to the eastern part of Accra when we shut down from Thursday. And may I inform the general public that we have postponed the shutdown of Kpong from today, Monday, to Thursday, 27th of February, right. And we are putting in a contingency measures so that the impact will not actually be felt, and we know that it wouldn't be felt that much.
Thank you very much for your time. Stanley Mate is Communications Manager of the Ghana Water Company.